In today's video, we're going to be checking out XONE, the external version from LMarket.fr, where you guys can use code TABZ on checkout to save 10% on your purchase. XONE external starts at $1.50 for a day, all the way to $5 for 30 days, and for 180 days, just $16.50. This is one of the best priced external cheats I've seen on the market, and not only that, for $4.49, you guys can add to cart, go up here and enter a coupon code, and use code TABZ. That will bring this cheat straight down to $4.27, almost hitting that lucky 420 mark. Alright, now that we're in game, we can check out XONE just a little bit more. This is the custom config that I have that is already in the Discord when this comes out. All you gotta do to get this config and any config for any cheat that I really use is become a member for 99 cents, and you'll get that Discord role. Anyways, getting into the config, you can see the aim spot that the aimbot is gonna pick, followed by that little dot. We have custom health bar set up. So hopping directly into the menu, it's going to look very similar to XONE internal. The main difference and how you know you have the external and not the internal is if you go to inventory changer, it will tell you that the inventory changer is only available in the internal version. Hopping right into the menu, we have our aimbot and our aimbot attack bind. We have visuals such as draw FOV and draw target. So you can see now that I have a FOV circle. Turning that off and keeping draw target on, it is very useful if you're going for a shot but want to make sure that you're getting a kill shot, such as a headshot with a one-shot weapon. In filters, we have only enemy, only visible, and flash check. The calibration status is going to learn your mouse movement as well as your click rate, and just learn to be more humanized based on how you use your mouse. In general here, we're going to skip this for a second and go straight over to the weapon selections. So you have pistols, you have your assault rifle, snipers, submachine guns, and shotguns. You can actually click these to reset them, or click here to do a full reset, but in general, you're able to calibrate each weapon to your settings that you want. For example, if we hit D, you'll see everything is default, but if we go over to main pistols, this is what's going to take over. So as long as you are leaving these default, they will be overridden by the default pistol category group. But if you do change anything, such as the smoothness, you would just simply go to reset, and it would reset it. For weapon category, we have our smoothing and our FOV. This is going to be for pistols. Let me go to assault rifles. We have a 20 smooth with a 2 FOV. In our hitboxes, we have head, neck, thorax, belly, and pelvis. We do not have hands and legs on. And you can change your hitbox priority by simply dragging. So we can go priority head low, neck high, thorax high. And this is going to change the priority of the hitbox that it's going to pick. So you can see if I go down to stomach, I can get more leeway to still hit chest. And if I go to head, it's going to aim at neck, but if you aim high enough, you're still going to get a headshot based on your smoothing. If you already have decent aim and you still want to use aimbot for when you absolutely need it, this is a really good way to prioritize what you're going to be hitting. So for example, these are going to be your default settings, and after you start shooting, after let's say one bullet, you can change the smoothness and FOV factor. This is really good if you tend to lose aimbot control because your FOV is not high enough and you do not have as skilled aim. Underneath the recoil, we have compensation amount as well as a standalone mode, so you can turn that on and you will have 100% compensation. For example, I'm not going to fight recoil at all. Perfect recoil control. Now, if we turn that all the way to 0, you can see that it's not pulling down whatsoever, so we can keep that at 100%. And you can see it pulls down nicely. Hopping over to the trigger section, we have enable and your keybind. We can enable it, have auto fire as well as sticky mode, a delay before firing and after firing, as well as a target switch delay. We have player info such as health, flash progression, weapon, name, armor, defuse, bomb, grenades, distance, and sound. And of course, each one of these has custom parameters that you can set, such as the stylization of the box USB, as well as the colors. Not only that, you can copy and paste colors from directly in the menu if you want to have matching visuals. You are also given a live preview of what your visuals are going to look like in the preview area. Not only that, you can choose between enabling only enemy, only visible, and mode on screen, as well as world. You'll see in the background, world does make things a little bit bigger, and the binding is not as good. Moving over from visuals to miscellaneous, we have radar, enable, only enemies, enemy, team, scale, size, opacity, and display on map. You can see mine is set up very nicely, crispy, and clean right here. In the keybinds list, you can enable this as well as have it always show. We have bomb info, which you can enable and have it always show. We also have flash progression, which will add this bar to the bottom of the screen to show you how long you'll be flashed for. We have a spectator list as well as an always show. In the other, we have bypass screen capture, display watermark, menu bind, hiding your ESP bind, unload, and sniper crosshair. Hitting the unload button will just completely unload the cheat, and it will no longer be running on your system. Turning on bypass screen capture, you'll see that now that I've clicked it, you can't see any ESP or even the menu. If I spam click this and go back and forth, you can see how it's taking effect on OBS, and in OBS, I am in fact doing screen capture. Going over to the grenades, we have a grenade helper here, so we can get a standard list. You can see the preset maps that are available, such as Mills, Office, Thera, Assembly, Nuke, Anubis, Memento, Dust, Ancient, and Inferno, including Overpass, Vertigo, Mirage. Hit Mirage, for example, and you'll be able to see a bunch of these smokes. Now, it is important to know that these are community made, so some of them might be in Russian, because XONE is a cheat developed by a Russian developer. So we have an apps flash that we can click right here. We can see apps flash, jump if needed, a crouch is needed, run up length, and what grenade will be used. You can create your own by hitting plus, typing in the name, and adding it, and giving off all of these settings. Not only that, if you have a friend that wants this, you can also share it, and you can delete it from your list. Again, we have an inventory here, but obviously that's only available in the internal version. Going over to the settings cog, we can save our configs. So this is the config for the internal. This is the config for the external. And of course, you can refresh the list, open the folder, as you can see. And if you click here, you'll have some more settings such as home. We'll tell you about the update history. Here, we'll show you about the Lua. And of course, there is a Lua market. It is currently not available for the external version. We have a general page that is currently in the works and a Lua editor. We also have a day mode that is currently disabled, a search function that is also currently disabled, an FAQ, and a checklist. These are currently only for the internal version, but you can obviously switch languages from English to Chinese and Russian. Altogether, XONE is a great cheat, especially the internal, and I can't wait to check out the external for some gameplay, because this aimbot feels absolutely magnificent. So altogether, wrapping up the video, XONE for the price, absolutely worth it if you're looking for an external cheat with zero detection history. Either way, my name is Tabz, and I'll see you on the next one. Later, bros. Peace. Boy.